Insomnia is one of the biggest issues that is slowly creeping into most of our lives. And when we think about it, humans didn't suddenly become worse at sleeping. The environment changed faster than our brains could adapt, and our brain mostly runs on cues. Brain usually understands whether it's day or night, with light drop, temperature changes, silence, social inactivity, and predictable routines. When we take this, let's say 100 years ago, all of these things happened automatically. But now we override every single one of these. Phones, LED, our laptop screens, all of this emits blue rich light, which your brain might misinterpret as the sun still being up. This might affect or delay the release of melatonin every single day. There's something called the psychological sunset, which usually means that things are winding up, like your work finishing, the shops are closing, social life is quietly winding up. But these days, the notification is always on and the nightlife is always happening. All the while, your brain is expecting a daily cognitive shutdown period. We have completely removed this. So the mind keeps on problem solving even when you try to lay back on your bed because it never really got the cue that day has finished. Modern entertainment systems as well are designed very much to be stimulating, but your brain is supposed to shift into serotonin and melatonin modes. Instead, it is still on the dopamine mode, which is reward seeking mode. Your body is dead tired, but your mind is not. So we understand all these things, right? So what is it? Is technological advancement everything has to be thrown away and all of us need to walk back into the caves? No. We as human beings, or any creature for that matter, needs to adapt with the situation so that they can survive the situation. So now that we have progress to this point and we understand scientifically that these are the disruption that are causing a very core problem for our functioning, how can we combat them is something that we have to look into. Let me introduce you to the concept of sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is artificially recreating signals evolution expects manually. Number one, time. Pick a wake up time and guard it like it's your job. Even if you sleep late, wake up at the time you have picked out. This will reset your circadian rhythm within days because sleeping in confuses your brain more than sleeping late. Number two, light control. If you do this right, this is 50% of your sleep hygiene. When you wake up in the morning, get sunlight in your eyes within 30 minutes. Go to your window, go to your balcony, go outside, do a 5 minutes, 10 minutes stretch, whatever suits you. Make a coffee routine, anything that works. But do it within the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Make sure that your eyes get sunlight. During the night, dim your lights 60 to 90 minutes before your bedtime. Avoid LED. Avoid LED. I repeat, avoid LED. This is the worst thing that you could do is to have a LED light in your bedroom because light essentially tells your brain whether to produce cortisol or to produce melatonin. So when the light is on, it produces cortisol to wake you up, and when it is dimmer and darker, it produces melatonin, make you feel sleepy. Number three, have a wind down ritual. This should be 20 to 40 minutes ritual. Could be anything like taking a shower, writing a journal, stretches, light stretches, music, something that is essentially calming, especially when you get off of work and you have one of those works where you are having definitive hours. Then please, 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 as soon as you get back home, have some sort of indicator that the day has finished. Maybe you can have that same specific routine of like immediately taking a shower and getting yourself a cup of tea or anything that suits you. But essentially, it should be something that is relaxing and calming. If you have one of those jobs which is sort of like a work from home, it doesn't have a definitive workspace, your home life and your workspace are like mingling, make sure you have a specific table or something that you isolate for that work. So when you're working, just sit there while you work and do not lie on your bed or like go sit on your dining table and elsewhere in your within your living space. This sort of shift can make it easier for your brain to be like, oh, now we are on the bed, we are horizontal, it's time to sleep, right? Now we are sitting in this table where we are always working. So when we are here, just like lock it. It will be easier for your brain to not misinterpret these cues. And since you do not have a 9 to 5 job where you have to check out, you could do this sort of wind down routine just like, let's say, 2 hours or at least 60 minutes before you go to sleep. It would help really a lot in terms of getting better sleep. Number 4, bed equals only sleep. Like I said, do not lie on your bed and scroll. I know this is the popular way to fall asleep, but this is the absolutely worst thing you can do. Or in college or when you are in school, you're listening to a lecture. Your brain does not stay there listening to the speaker throughout that 45 minutes. Your mind wanders and then comes back to whatever he's saying, then again goes back, comes again, goes back, comes again. It does this oscillation. It is not locked in. But when you're scrolling, let's say through reels or your social media feed or your shorts, since this is very short duration that each content has, your brain is tricked into paying attention completely through that 10-second clip or through that 15-second clip. And when you do this for 45 minutes, your brain is actively being engaged for that 45 minutes without having consolidated the information and come back in. This is extremely exhausting for your brain. And doing this right before you go to sleep is the worst thing you can do. Mostly we do this trying to avoid overthinking. Exactly why we have to give it a transition period, an hour or more before you go to sleep, because brain is incapable of cutting from heavy work to immediately relaxing. It needs some transition time. So following the prior mention would help you transition better into sleep. You might also try instead of scrolling, you can also alternatively try a familiar audiobook or a podcast that is not too stimulating. Another method is called cognitive shuffling. It is like thinking about random objects which have no connection to each other. Something like name of fruit, city, movie titles in alphabetical order, something of that sort, which has no connection to each other. This also helps your brain to slowly transition a little bit better into sleep mode. There's also visual imagination loops, which wherein you can close your eyes and visualize you walking through whatever might be your peaceful place. If you're a person who likes beach, you can visualize that you're walking endlessly in a beach. Create a loop or a pattern that feels most relaxing to you. If you like mountains, go for it. If you like parks, whatever that feels relaxing to you, you can imagine yourself doing some relaxing activities being there. This is called as a visual imagination loop, and this is also one of the methods which will help you transition easier to sleep. If you have one of those days where your brain is rapidly going yap 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 yap, take a notebook, sit with it, and just unload. Do not think about it. Do not organize your thoughts. This is not journaling. This is just dumping. So, whatever that your brain is going off about, just quickly write it down. Once you finish writing it down, you don't have to read through it, analyze it, nothing doing. Just read, just just write it, dump it. Don't think about it. Close your book, go to sleep. It is a method which brings closure to thought processes which are looping in your head. If you are somebody who are strongly religious, you could do a repetitive prayer. I'm sure whatever religion you are part of, there is some sort of beadwork prayer that your religion advocates for. So you could do one of those. That is also very great to help you transition better into sleep. And avoid stimulants. For example, you shouldn't have coffee 8 hours before you sleep. Heavy meals should be avoided in 2 to 3 hours before you sleep. Nicotine also delays sleep onset, which is smoking and harns and whatever the hell you might be using tobacco in. I also hear this a lot that people say, I'm not able to sleep, so I consume alcohol. Alcohol might sedate your sleep, but it will definitely fragment your sleep cycle. So even though you feel sedated, you wouldn't feel like you had a quality sleep. So if you've been lying in bed fighting your brain, scrolling to escape thoughts, or fighting thoughts after putting your phone away, the goal was never silence. The brain doesn't shut off on command. It just needs a softer place to land. Just give it something gentle, predictable, and boring, enough to let go. Sleep isn't something you force, it is something you stop interrupting. Goodbye.